Hi everyone, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well. Today I'm going to share with you a new Oracle deck that I got. I love it, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. First, I want to talk about the word that I use often throughout my videos, and that word is synchronicity. And we all have them. We all have synchronicities. Some people call them coincidences. But for me, I prefer the word synchronicity. I think it's a little bit different. And I'm going to talk to this happened. So it was somebody said something on Sunday, and just how this sort of progressed into the cards, because I actually was going to do the video today on the cards, just talk about the cards a little bit, but then the thing that happened Sunday and then yesterday, it just kept rolling around in my head. Anyway, you'll see. All right. So now, don't judge me. You can laugh, but don't judge. Sunday night, I was watching American Idol. And um, as guests, they had one of the singers from Black Eyed Peas, Will I Am. His name is Will I Am. And what he was doing was just speaking to the contestants one-on-one, sort of giving them some helpful information about their stage presence and their voice range and just all of that musician stuff. And so he was talking to one of the contestants, and he was explaining to them that you have a really great voice, but why are you trying to sound like the person whose song it is you're going to sing? And they were like, what do you mean? And he said, well, I've heard your voice, and I know that you have your own voice, your own sound. You have your own sound. And yet you're singing this song by this other person right now, and you're literally trying to sound like that person. He said, that person already sang the song. They already have an album, so what I want you to do is I want you to embrace yourself and just sing from your heart, sing from your emotions, sing from your feelings. Just be you, be you. Because obviously the song means something to you. So show that through your voice and your connection with the song. Then he says, remember, don't drown in someone else's formula. And wow, that just was really like, whoa, what did you just say? And I wrote it down. I paused the TV show and I wrote it down real quick, and I thought, I don't know, I just wrote it down on my little notes I like keep with me all the time. And we finished watching the show. So yesterday I was not really doing a meditation or journey or anything. I just that line that he said, that he gave that contestant, kept going through my head over and over and over again. And I thought, what is this? So I just sort of sat in silence for a while, I guess, and just sort of asked the universe maybe for some explanation or bring some clarity. And is this something that I could be using, or what does this mean? And then I realized that don't drown in somebody else's formula totally applies to my practice. My practice. Um, I am, as you know, if you've watched any of my videos, especially my videos, well, any of my videos, but especially my videos on when I'm doing spell work, I'm very much out of the box, meaning that I don't necessarily um, uh, not that there is a standard. Well, and let me rephrase that. In case you're new, in case you're a seeker, in case you are just starting to learn the path, or you're drawn to witchcraft or whatever it is, let me just rephrase that. There is no one way. There is no right way. There is not really a wrong way. There is unethical ways of doing things. But if I said, well, I'm going to use this color candle for prosperity, that may not, you may not feel that. You may say, why? Why would you use that color? Because that's the color right now I'm feeling drawn to. I have an idea about using that color, that candle, inscribing that candle with sigils and words and writing my intention and using this herbs and these oils and all of that. I have an idea. And I'm going, and it is my own formula. And I'm so empowered by this feeling that I have for my work that I know it gives me confidence to know that that work, even though I'm using maybe a color that you typically wouldn't see in a list of correspondences for that particular intention. Who cares? They're not doing, the person who wrote that list of correspondences, and I'm not taking away from that because I use lists, I have lists of correspondences because there's a reason. I mean, there is a reason. However, that doesn't mean you have to or it's not going to work. It doesn't mean that at all. So those are ideas. Those are examples. Those are, maybe you'll have better luck if you use this than not. But even with that, I, I'm gonna say it. It's my husband's favorite thing. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So I have an opportunity to create my own formula for whatever it is, prosperity. And I have chosen to use this color. And the reason why I chose to use this color is because when I think of this, and that gets the ball rolling, right? So I have I don't know, it's not good and it's not bad, but I have my own way of working my path, my magic, my practice, which in my personal opinion is how it should be done. There are many, many authors. There are many, many great reputable authors out there. And there are many, many authors who really, they know how to write and put words together, and they got a book published. And when you look at the resources, there's maybe one or two. I mean, they really haven't done the work. They're just selling a book, selling an idea. And so we do sell at my store several books for beginners, seekers. We sell a few books that are just spells and the only reason is because people request those. And not just because of that, I'm going to be honest here, not just because of that. When those books do come in, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and go, "Oh, I don't look at those. Those are beginner books." Yes, I do. Because I can't tell you how many students I've had over the seven years I've been teaching the Witchcraft 101 class. I can't tell you how many students have blown me away with either something they have done, something, a project that they have done, or a homework assignment that they have turned in, or even a question that they have asked. Where did that come from? We haven't even, where did you get that? And so that's not to say that just because someone doesn't have years and years and years and years and years of experience doesn't mean that they don't have the ability, the energy and the out of the box way of thinking to create something that is huge, that works, that is exactly what they wanted. And yet the next person may go, yeah, I don't get it. Why would you use that? Sorry, you might hear my rooster. I'm inside, but he is loud and obnoxious. He's a Turkin, by the way. I think I've talked about him before. Anyway, so that kind of goes with that whole thing that Will.i.am said. Don't drown in somebody else's formula. So even though there's all these books out there on spell work and ways to set up your altar and ways to do this and things, da 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 da, and some of those, and maybe they're all great. Maybe they're all great. But guess what? So is the way that you do something. That is great also. Why would you want to use the way somebody else does theirs? There's not a whole lot of power and energy to that except what you put into it, right? And you've seen that on my videos here where I've done spell work and magical stuff for clients with permission but I have not perhaps given you what their petition was. Maybe I don't even know. Maybe I have advised them to write their own petition in their own words. I don't want to know about it. I don't want it influencing my work and my ideas. However, by the time I'm done with the work, I cut cords with my energy in the work because I pass that on to the client, and the client has a few things that they need to do because that is now theirs. And in order to make it theirs, they need to do something with theirs. So, um, but so on that line of synchronicity and what Will.i.am said about using your own formula, it really, I mean, it just clicked, and I'm like, yes, 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 that's exactly it. So we don't want to be, if we were all the same, what a boring world. If we all did the same, if we all did magic the same way, used the same ingredients, used the same this, the same that, said the same words, then it really wouldn't be magic. It just kind of would be boring, in my opinion. So I love when not only I am thinking and getting out of the box, that other people are doing the same. I love that. So that sort of went into what I wanted to do today. So I've got this new Oracle deck. I ordered them for the store. I don't read Oracle intuitively or psychically. It's not, those are not cards that resonate with me in that way, that work with me in that intuitive mindset way. So unfortunately, yeah, I do have to read the books. Not unfortunately, I read the books. There are a few cards though that sometimes I might pull a card and I might get a feeling, especially if there's something in the card that I already know, that I already am educated in, that I've already studied or maybe even worked with an image, so um, it could be anything, any kind of image, maybe even a color that all of a sudden just hits that thing and sparks that intuitive button in me, and so then I'm able to read them. But typically I do read the book, and once I read the book, or the book on that particular card, and I'm looking at the card and I'm reading the book, then sometimes my intuition will take over and either add to what I'm reading or, that sort of thing. So typically I don't read Oracle. So I'm not one that really goes out looking for new Oracle decks. Tarot, another story. But I probably have about 6 or 7 Oracle decks, and yeah, uh, a lot of tarot decks. So I ordered this tarot deck for the store. And when it came in, I really, really kind of fell in love with it. And right now I'm still on, I just brought it home this past weekend. And so I'm still keeping it in its box. I take it out, I look at the cards. I have not even looked at the book yet. It's sort of just that introduction stage, just looking at them, feeling them, etc. But one of the things that I wanted to mention about what Will.i.am said, and then about this whole synchronicity and how that applied to the cards, was when I was flipping through the cards, I said, oh, hawk, which it is my spirit animal, which I know oh, hawk, like, couldn't you think of anything else? Well, I didn't think. In fact, I tried to say no, and it didn't work. But I also have the bee, which is my sacred insect totem, the honeybee. And so I pulled the hawk, though. I was looking through them, and I pulled the hawk. And here's what I was saying. Sometimes when I pull a card from an oracle and it's something that I've already worked with in the past, or something just sparks something in me that I get a message. Well, when I pulled the hawk card, I immediately went, oh, hawk, oh, and just sort of closed my eyes for a minute, and then I'm immediately connecting with hawk, with my spirit guide, or my spirit animal, spirit bird. And I started thinking about don't drown in somebody else's a formula. So then I really had to question myself, and I thought, well, should I just take these cards and just study the cards and not look at the book and use my own formula? So that is what created this whole video today. I'm going to show you the cards, but I wanted to talk about that whole synchronicity thing, about what Will.i.am said about don't drown in somebody else's formula. Like, don't do that. Like, you cannot buy into just what the card says, because whoever wrote the book on the cards, they had a reason for drawing the card that way. They did. And their message is what they're trying to convey to you, the person that now owns the cards. However, not everybody has hawk as their spirit animal. Not everybody has the honeybee as their insect spirit animal. Insect. Um, so we all have different things. I might see the color blue and say, oh, that's a bright blue. You might look at it and say, it's more teal. It's kind of greenish. Really? I like summer. You like winter. Everybody's different. We all have our own formula, because we are a formula. We are a formula. Our life path numbers, our zodiac signs, just our personalities, everything is different. Everything is different. We are our own formula. So use that. Use your own formula. Don't be what is the word? Don't be locked into a spell just because a reputable author, a reputable witch, wrote out a spell. You're not them. They're not you. You might be male, they might be female, vice versa. So, great idea. I love it. But I don't like that herb. I don't like the way you set that up. I didn't this, that, and the other. I think this. So you want to use your own formula. All right. So that kind of got me started on this whole how I'm going to go about reading and studying this deck. I don't want to not read her book, because sometimes there's messages within the words, messages within the words regarding their formula, if you know what I mean. There might be something that they say that maybe you didn't know about that particular thing that's on the card. So it's an education. And guess what? If it doesn't resonate with you, that is an education. Now you know. You know that that is not for you. That's knowledge. Knowledge is power, right? Actually, I believe that power is what you do with knowledge. But anyway, that's another debate for another time. All right, so this is the deck that I got. It just said you must have me, and like I said, I don't go out hunting for oracle cards at all. They usually don't call to me, to be quite honest with you. But this is called Woodland Wardens by Jessica Roux, Roux. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. On the end, this is the lid, and on the inside of the lid, cardboard box. I'm sorry, this is the bottom. Oh no, this is the top. On the bottom, sorry, on the bottom is sort of her little bio. She's from Nashville, but this is very, very small to read, and the white against this lighter tan color, it actually looks brighter on my computer than it does in just looking at it. It's very, very hard to read. It very hard for me anyway to read. The edge has this nice little foresty border and all the way around, and then the back has some information about her little cards and such as. All right, this is the little book that comes with it. Small book. Cute drawings on the inside. And there's a couple of pages talking about a spread, little spread that you can do. And then it goes right into describing, look at how cute, describing each of the individual cards. There's like one little page that talks about the cards. So anyway, these are the cards. Let's pull one here first. So this is the back. Very cute, little foresty, herby kind of back. The stock, I'm not real super impressed with. They are flimsy. I prefer mine to be a little bit firmer, I guess is the word, stiffer. In just moving them, I did one earlier, and it was, it kind of then held that memory of that little, I was just kind of testing it, and it just sort of, so you can kind of barely, I didn't want to do this one, but you can kind of see how it just bent right there. They're real flimsy. That's a drawback for me. I don't like the quality of that. I think it's a little flimsy. I'm not going to show you all the cards because I don't know, there's like 50 cards or something. There's a lot. So I'm just going to show you a few. This is the first card. And what I like about the drawings are just absolutely adorable. And what I like about them, like this one is called The Mouse and Buttercup. So it has the image of a mouse and then a picture of Buttercup. So you would want to know the spirit, the character, everything there is to know about the mouse, as well as the flower or the herb that she has shown with it. And then understand how those come together. How do they correspond? Now that might be in her book. I don't know. Like I said, I have not even, that was the first time that I actually even opened the book and flipped through. Like right now, the cards are staying in the box. Every once in a while I take them out, I look through them, and that's about it. And then at the bottom right there, this one is, it's very small. Look, and I have glasses. It's still very small. Innocence is what it says. So it's a little difficult to read them, and um, as far as the little writing underneath there, this is the cat in lavender, and that says independence. And I know that because I already read this when I pulled it out before, because cat. I had to look and it said independence, and I went, yeah, no kidding. So, yeah, a spider. I'm not going to show you again. I'm not going to show you all of them, but they're very, very cute. Chipmunk and Laurel, and that is Success. Um, let's see. This one's cute. The Lizard and a Pitcher Plant. And that is Stagnation. Here's a Moth and Eucalyptus. I love that one. That is an Ending. Death Moth. Would make sense. The Crow and Dogwood. Intelligence. We know crows, very intelligent. So, yeah, I'm going to show you this one. It's a Bat and Hellbore because I love bats. Very cute. That is Intuition. Not so much for me with that one. Anyway, they're just very, very adorable. And all the animals, there's a wolf and rosehip for those of you wolf lovers. And that is Guardianship. So you can see how it kind of, I mean, guardianship, wolf, guardianship, yes. But what I would want to know is, I would want to know all about the wolf, because you want to know what the wolf's personality is. What is the wolf's characteristics? What do they eat? What are their patterns? What are their habits? And then also you would want to learn that about the herb or the plant that she's got drawn there too. You want to know about it. Is it poisonous? Is it, an allergy inducer? Is, what about that herb? Why did she put that herb with that particular animal? Oh, there's the bee and pomegranate. And because all of that is the card. That is the meaning of the card. And if maybe you've had an experience with raccoon, maybe just maybe you've really, really studied and researched raccoon, and so a little bit more than maybe just what her book says, then you can add that into your reading, because you already know. I love this, because you already know about it. The snake and the fern. Great tattoo, right? And that is starting over. Snake sheds his skin, starts over. So yeah, it's a beautiful deck. I wish that the quality was just a little bit better. There's a hawk, a thistle, and that's communication. Nope, graceful persistence. Now see, for me, hawk is all about communication, because let me tell you, hawk has message for me all the time. It's great. But anyway, so yeah, it's a beautiful deck. I wish, again, that the quality was a little bit better on the cards, but it was only in the United States $19.99, so it's not an expensive deck. But the box that it came in, and the book, and her art, so the box is good. Nice, sturdy, thick, heavy-duty box. And then, like I said, the book has all of her images with her little writings about each of the things in it. With the art, it's black and white, which, I mean, that's fine. You find that a lot. in a lot of the tarot books and stuff, but I don't care for the quality of the cards. That's really just about my biggest complaint. Here's the snake and fern. It talks about, that, well, let me just read, I'll just read you this one and then you'll get an idea. So the snake. The meaning is starting over. The snake and fern calls us to start anew. Regularly shedding its skin, the snake is a symbol of rebirth and transformative healing. Transformative healing. So the writing is very small, or I need new glasses. Uh, and in many cultures, the fern is associated with new life and new beginnings. To the Maori of New Zealand, an image of the unfurling silver fern frond is a central motif indicating growth and a return to one's origins. Together, the snake and fern inspire confidence as we start over or embark along a new path. Then it has upright, a rebirth is imminent, summon the magical protection of the fern and wriggle free of old trappings. Very tarot in its meanings. And then the reverse, you may feel meek or fearful in the face of necessary change. Remember that all things must come to an end, and endings needn't be sorrowful. As a snake loses its skin, revealing a new layer of healthy scales, so too you must shed what no longer serves. And then there's a question that says, can I grow by restoring to I'm telling you, it's very hard for me to read this. Can I grow by returning to my point of origin? And then another question, who or what protects me when I shed my skin and become vulnerable? So I like what it says. I do. I think I'm going to like the book as well. Yeah, there you have it. It's a great little card deck. I'm pleased with it. Just getting to know it right now. Woodland Wardens, and I want to learn a little bit more about it. So don't drown in somebody else's formula. Don't do it. You've got the power to create your own formula, and like I said, you are the formula. You are the formula. So that is how the whole synchronicity of what Will I Am said got me into talking about this deck, because I am not traditional in my readings as far as the book says this and the book says that. That's fine. I say this and I say that. Sometimes you can read a card from the book and it may not resonate with, it may not help the issue, the current, whatever. And so you have to come up with your own. Yeah. So come up with your own ideas and your own formula, because you got the power to do it. So anyway, that's what I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. It got long again. I'm sorry. I don't know how people make these 15-20 minute videos. I'm such a talker. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to see you guys next week, hopefully. Have a great week. Take care. Be safe. Be kind. And that means to yourself as well. Thanks, everyone. Bye.